This goalie here didn't shake anybody's hands. The one in the front skated by them, but not close enough for them to actually fist bump or nothing. Yeah, that was interesting. Orangeville Flyers versus TNT Tornadoes. Telford up the drop. Loose puck comes back to Mass at the Flyers' blue line. He'll send it to Andrade along the boards. Chipped into the Tornadoes zone to the blue line and out. Lunny brings it back in. Good stick check. Picked up by the Tornadoes. They'll bring it back into the Flyers' end. Spinning. Andrade and Telford on their man. Tornadoes get a piece of it, sent it behind. That's up into the match. Darling steps in to take the draw for the Flyers. He'll win it to Mass. Mass to the corner for Guglietti. Guglietti gets bumped. Still gets it. Passes Darling. Darling chips it to center ice into the TNT zone. They'll regroup and change directions. Darling circling in his own zone. Send it off the boards. Intended for DeCamillis, just out of his reach. TNT back in the Flyers' end. Cross ice pass, blocked by Mass. He gives it to Guglietti, who brings it up the wing. Over the blue line, centers it for Darling. Darling has a stick check. Puck goes to the far corner. He'll get bumped. All three Flyers forwards in the corner jigging it out. Tornadoes come up with it. They'll pass it to the blue line and skate it through neutral ice. Jumped into the Flyer zone just wide of the net. Savory picks it up, pass to DeCamillis at the blue line. DeCamillis skates through center ice, brings it to the far corner before he cuts behind the net. Centering attempt. Nobody's going for it. TNT picks it up and skates it out of their zone. Felix drives his man into the boards and gets a piece of it to the blue line, chips it in. Felix with the shot, blocked in front. Rebound picked up by the Tornadoes. They'll skate it out through center ice. Tied up by Nickel. He'll get it to Ambrosio over the blue line shot. Pad save. Chipped off the glass, along the boards to the blue line, kept in. Felix circling. That'll draw a whistle. And I believe TNT's going to the box. 2 minutes for body contact. Rosio in for the draw. He'll win it. Picked up by TNT, and they'll skate it out down the wing into the Flyer zone. Through the middle. Swung at. TNT still with the puck in the corner. Sloan gets a stick on it to get it to the far side. Sloan up the boards to Felix, to the blue line. Felix drives it out through center ice. That's about as far as he'll go. TNT lifts it into the Flyer zone, back to Sloan. He'll clear it. Hits the skates of the linesman, and the TNT will dump it back in. Jeffrey Stedman in the near corner. He'll take it. Passed up to Nickel among half boards. Nickel, cross ice, intended for Felix, picked off by this Tornado shot. Dittman with the save. Nickel gets a piece of it. He'll send it down the ice. Too far for icing. 1:11 to go on the Flyers power play. Telford steps in for the Flyers to take the draw. He'll win it to Andrade. Andrade sends it on the opposite side of the ring for Lunny. Lunny picks it up. He's got a bit of room. Centers it for Andrade. One-touch pass picked up by the Tornadoes. In over the blue line. Shot. Blocker save. Loose puck. They'll shovel it in for a shorthanded goal. .6:31 in the first period. Telford steps in to take the draw. Won by the Tornadoes. They'll pick it up, skate through center ice. Shot blocked in front by O'Shea. He gets it to Lunny along the far wing. Lunny passed up, intended for Telford. Touch, no icing. TNT gets it in their corner. Telford's in the corner, battling it out. Gets a piece of it. Brings it behind the net. Telford kicks it up to a skate. Still holding it. Gets it to Andrade. Andrade with the shot. Rebound picked up by Andrade. He'll wrap around and scores. Darling steps in to take the draw after that Flyers goal. Scrum draw. Guglietti stabs it towards the TNT blue line. Darling kicks it to the far boards. Leaves it for Savory. Savory back up to Darling off the boards. Behind him to DeCamillis. DeCamillis steps around the defender. Takes it to the corner. Behind the net. Throws it out front. Tipped wide of Darling's stick. TNT pass up through center ice into the Flyer zone. O'Shea. He'll get there first off the boards to the blue line and out. TNT dump it back in. Darling picks it up. Chips it up to DeCamillis just ahead of him. DeCamillis in the corner. Throws it out front. Loose puck. Rebound sitting there. Picked up by TNT. They'll clear it to the blue line. Guglietti picks it up. Skates around one. Gets a shot off. Blocked in front before it hit the goal. TNT got away with a trip there. Passed it up through their blue line. Moving over the red line and dumped into the Flyers' end. That'll sail around the boards behind the far corner for Savory. Sends it up for DeCamillis. DeCamillis gets it to the blue line, not out. Dumped back into the near corner by TNT. They'll pick it up. Thrown out front. Loose puck. Cleared out by the Flyers. Up to Guglietti at the blue line. Guglietti takes it wide. Drops it there for Darling. Darling steps around the forecheck. Shot. Saved by the goaltender. Rebound in the far corner. Clear up to center ice. Darling picks it there at his own blue line. Skates up the middle. Through the D. Lets a shot go. Blocked. Saved by the goaltender. Yeah. Teams will go for a change. Ambrosio steps in to take the draw. 4:06 to go in the first period. TNT win it. They'll pick it up, skate it out through their blue line, up to center ice. Jeffrey Stedman, he gets a piece of it to the blue line, sends it to Nickel, who sends it out. Back to the Flyers, blue line, Jeffrey Stedman to Ambrosio in just offside. Ambrosio in on the draw, scrum draw, picked up by Nickel. He'll stab it in over the TNT blue line. They'll just clear it out. Played back in. Ambrosio lost it. Comes to Sloan. Sloan gets the red line and dumps it into the zone. Tornadoes passed up to the blue line and out. Sloan dumps it back in the zone. Far corner this time. The puck will roll around behind the net. Off the boards. Kept in by Jeffrey Stedman. He sends it across to the far boards. TNT, they'll bank it off out of their zone into the Flyers' end. Jeffrey Stedman off the boards. Intended for Nickel, just out of his reach. Flyers are changing. TNT dumps it back in the Flyers' end. Sloan. Intended for Felix, just out of his reach. Icing's waved off. Lunny in on the forecheck. Gets it to the corner. Felix steps in to help. With Ambrosio centered to the blue line. TNT will carry it out. Back in the Flyers' end. Thrown towards the net. Dittman will cover that for a whistle. Telford in for the draw. He'll win it to Andrade. Quick shot. Through the legs and they'll score. .235 to go in the first period. Telford back in for the draw. He'll win it to Lunny along the far side. Lunny gets the red line, chips it into the zone. Kept in at the blue line. Telford. Stick handling. TNT cleared out. O'Shea picks it up at center ice. He'll send it off the far boards for Andrade. Just out of his reach. Picked up by the TNT. They'll play it to the Flyers blue line and in. Savory got there first and clears it out to Lunny. Lunny walks in. Shot. Just wide of the net. Rebound cleared to the far boards. Played to the blue line. Lenny picks it up. Gets to Andrade. Andrade with a shot. Loose puck. TNT will clear that to the corner. Along the boards. Skated out. Centering pass. Blocked by Lunny to Savory. Back to Lunny. Lunny will clear it out of the Flyers' end. TNT pick it up at center ice. And backhand that into the Flyers' zone. O'Shea to Lunny. Lunny across to Andrade. Andrade to Telford at center ice. Andrade sends it to Lunny. Centering attempt. Blocked in front. Andrade gets taken down. TNT will pick up the puck and skate it down back in the Flyers' end. Shot. Dittman will hold that for a whistle. Darling steps in to take the draw. He'll win it to DeCamillis along the boards. DeCamillis chips it up. Darling, picked up by TNT. They'll walk off the boards with it. Sloan gets it to Darling. Darling to the blue line, not out. Second effort. DeCamillis gets it to Guglietti. In over center ice. He gets taken down. TNT's going back to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Oh, we'll call it holding. 1 minute to go in the first period. Darling in on the draw. Darling wins it. Jeffrey Stedman steps up, chips it in off the boards to the near corner for Darling. Darling stops behind the net, changes directions, throws it out front. DeCamillis got a shot off, but not enough of it. Cleared to the far boards to the blue line, kept in by Sloan. He'll send it across for Jeffrey Stedman. Jeffrey Stedman back in deep. Guglietti behind the net. He'll let it go for Darling in the corner. Darling gets bumped, comes out to the half boards, picked up by TNT. They'll send it down the ice to the near corner. TNT wins that foot race. Thrown out front, steered to the corner harmlessly by Sloan. Clearing effort. DeCamillis runs into his man. Darling gets it up in over the blue line. Guglietti with the shot, just wide. Cleared to the far boards. DeCamillis, and that'll do it for the first period. Ambrosio steps in to take the draw for the Flyers. TNT needs another player. Late change gets the face-off swapped out. Ambrosio wins the draw cleanly to Nickel. He gets taken down. Felix in over the blue line. Has a stick check. Puck cleared out. That'll go down the ice. Pass. Intended for Nickel. Second effort. He'll get it to Ambrosio. Ambrosio stretch pass for Felix. Felix. TNT won that foot race and clears it up past way down the ice. Mass in the near corner. Spinning behind the goal line. Fires it around the boards. Kept in by TNT. Ambrosio, backhand for Nickel. Nickel down the wing. Shot blocked in front. Doesn't get to the net. Cleared to the near corner. Around the boards up to the blue line and out. Way steps into his man. TNT still have the puck. Tipped in front to the far corner. Nickel. That'll do it for the penalty. Back to 5-on-5. Chipped in to the near corner of the TNT zone. They'll get there first. Fire it off the boards to the blue line. Kept in by Way. Just offside. Way back in his own zone. Trying to find some room. Runs out of it. TNT pick it up. Shot off the side of the net. Cleared to the blue line. Not out. Andrade. And Mass battling it out along the boards. TNT come up with it. Centering attempt. Thrown towards the net. Way gets a skate on it. Cleared out of the... Up to Lunny at center ice. Lunny Couldn't bring it in. Out over the blue line. Andrade walks in. Backhands it in the direction of the net. Steered wide by the goaltender. TNT up the boards to center ice. Darling picks it up. Skates through some traffic. Out front, shot off the post. Loose puck. And the goaltender will hold that for a whistle. Telford in for the draw. He'll win it. Andrade just stripped of it. Cleared out of the line. Flyers fire it back in. TNT clears it back out. Pocket center ice. Picked up by Telford. In over the blue line. Telford brings it wide. Gets tripped. Flyers back to the power play. For tripping. Darling back in to take the draw. Late change. Darling's getting waved out. DeCamillis will step in place. TNT wins the draw. Back behind their net, picked up by Guglietti. He'll send it to the far corner. TNT clears it to the blue line. O'Shea keeps it in, dumps it back in to the corner. Guglietti to DeCamillis. Tight angle, loose puck. Darling back in for the draw. He'll win that cleanly to Guglietti. Guglietti into the corner. Drives through, shoots. Saved by the goaltender. Rebound cleared out the far side by TNT. Kept in by O'Shea to Darling. Darling steps in along the boards. Walks off. Bit of a slash. O'Shea clears it to the near boards for Savory. Savory to DeCamillis. DeCamillis sends it out front. Guglietti has the stick tied up. Loose puck. Pad saved by the goaltender. DeCamillis in the corner. Gets it to O'Shea at the point. O'Shea sends it back in behind the net. Guglietti in the near side. Guglietti mishandled it. Gets it to the blue line. Savory kept it in for a moment. Cleared back out by TNT. Flyers have to clear. TNT will skate it up through center ice. Gets to the Flyers blue line. Stopped there by O'Shea. We'll send it to Darling at the blue line. Darling takes it wide. Through one. Has some daylight. Shot wide, tipped wide of the net. Guglietti picks it up. Gets it to Darling in the corner. Darling spins. Walks off the boards with it. Sends it out in front. Intended for DeCamillis or Guglietti. Neither of them could get a stick on it. TNT bring it back down the far end. Stops. Thrown on net. Shot wide of the net. Second effort shot. Dittman will hold that for a whistle. 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Good. Ambrosio in for the draw. Won by TNT. Picked up by Nickel. Nickel through center ice. In over the blue line. He gets bumped a couple times. TNT's going back to the box. Flyers got to get this power play going. 10:31 to go in the second period. Ambrosio steps in to take the draw. Won by TNT. They'll backhand that up the boards. Kept in by Jeffrey Stedman. He'll throw it towards the net just wide. Felix in the near boards. Spinning. TNT get a piece of it off the boards to the blue line. kept in by Sloan. Sloan steps around the forecheck, lets a shot go just wide. Rebound out the near side. Pad save. Cleared behind the net by the Tornadoes. They'll fire it around the boards. Jeffrey Stedman steps in. Lets a shot go, blocked in front. Nickel chips it, hits a stick and bounces high behind the net. Felix and Ambrosio in the corner. Nickel steps in behind the net to help out. TNT get a stick on it, cleared it to the blue line and out. TNT in over the Flyers end. They'll take a wide shot. Wide of the net. Rebound comes around the far side to Nickel. Nickel hits Ambrosio at center ice and he'll let it go. TNT strip it and fire it back in the Flyers end. Off the boards for Ambrosio. Ambrosio battling. Ambrosio thrown towards the net. He'll win it. Picked up by Andrade. Spinning to the corner. Out front to Lunny. Lunny has his shot blocked. TNT gets a piece of it. Clears it to the blue line for Way. He steps around one. Walks into the slot. TNT strip it from him and they'll break it out. TNT in over the Flyers blue line. Shot wide of the net. Rebound. Covered by Dittman. Near corner. Played off the boards. Back to the blue line. Way. Steps around one. Kicks it back to a stick. Lunny gets run over. He's hurt. TNT going back to the box. He's back up. Chipped off the boards deep in the Flyers' end. That'll go to the far corner. O'Shea gets a piece of it to Darling. Darling out over the blue line. Through center ice into the TNT zone. Darling. Avery off the boards, not out. Go back to O'Shea. O'Shea will skate it out of the zone, hit the red line and bring it in himself. Offside. Go Ambrosio on the draw. He'll win that to Nickel. Nickel sends it off the boards to the far corner. TNT get there first, clear it, but to Ambrosio, good stick. Ambrosio throws it out. Gets a piece of it, sends it behind the net. Felix battling it out. Cleared to the blue line. Sloan keeps it in, gets it to Ambrosio. Shot, steered wide. Felix sends it to the far point. He runs out of room. TNT kick it into the corner. Jeffrey Stedman battling it out, picked up by TNT behind the net. They'll send it out front. Felix intercepts that pass. He'll send it across just out of the reach of Nickel. Cleared off the boards, kept in by him. Off the boards behind the net. TNT changing directions. Thrown out front. Cleared back behind. Back out front again from the point. Shot. Dittman will hold that one for a whistle. To the box. 2 minutes for roughing, I think. Head contact. Thanks. Calfredino will draw. He'll win that to the corner for Wade. TNT still with the puck. Thrown out front. Shot. Dittman with the save. He'll hold it. Draw a crowd in front of the net. Darling in for the draw. He'll win that to Guglietti. Guglietti skates through center ice. Round one. Back through. Just lost the puck. Tries to center it. Picked up by TNT. They'll play that behind the net to the blue line. And out. O'Shea, he's back. TNT with the puck in over the Flyer zone. Steered wide. Overskated by the Flyers. TNT pick it up behind the Flyers goal. Darling working on digging it out. Gets a piece of it up to DeCamillis at the half boards. He'll send it for Darling. In over the blue line. Darling's taking it wide. Out front shot. Guglietti scores. Looks a lot like what they were working on last night. Ambrosio steps in to take the draw for the Flyers. He'll win it. Picked up by the TNT, and they'll bring it into the Flyers' end. Good stick by Savory to clear the zone. TNT grab a piece of it and fire it in. To the far corner. Half boards. O'Shea's there. He'll leave it for Ambrosio, who takes it behind his own net. Comes out the other side. Pass to the blue line and out. Touched by TNT, so no icing. Nickel in on the forecheck. Pressuring. TNT get it around the boards to the far side. Cleared to center ice. Jeffrey Stedman will get a piece of it and dump it back in the TNT zone. TNT off the far boards, out over the blue line. Cleared to the Flyers blue line, and I think Ambrosio is going to the box. 2 minutes for boarding. Drady steps in to take the draw. Won by TNT to the slot. Steered wide to the near corner. Sloan gets a piece of it. He'll send that out through center ice down into the TNT zone. Drady in on the forecheck. Good battle. Keeps it there. And Drady comes up with it in the corner. Runs out of real estate. TNT pick it up. Pass it up to their blue line and out. Jeffrey Stedman tries to dump it in off the glass. Blocked by a TNT player. Into the Flyer zone. Passed through the crease and out the other side. Cleared to the blue line, not out. TNT shot way wide of the net. Rebound comes to the half boards. And Drady to Jeffrey Stedman. Couldn't quite clear it. TNT in the far corner. Throws it out front, past everybody. Lunny. He'll get a piece of it and send it down the ice. Lunny in behind the net. Picked up by TNT in the far corner. Right around the boards. To the blue line and up center ice. Back in the Flyer zone. Mass gets a piece of it to the blue line, not out. Going towards the net. Way. Breaks up that play. Gets a piece of it out of the Flyers' end, back into the TNT zone. 27 seconds to go on the Flyers' penalty. TNT pass it up to center ice. In over the Flyers' end. Shot. Didn't want to hold that one. Loose puck cleared out by Mass. Puck to the blue line. DeCamillis skates it out. Hits Telford at the TNT blue line. Shot. And TNT will hold that for a whistle. 1 minute to go in the second period. Three seconds to go on the Flyers penalty. Darling in for the draw. Won by TNT. They'll skate it up through neutral ice into the Flyers' end. Shot. That'll get a whistle and we'll reset down on the far end. Darling wins the draw. Comes to the blue line. Not out. TNT with possession. They'll throw it towards the Flyers net. Picked up by Darling. He'll skate it up to the blue line and out. Darling goes after it. Brings it down the wing. To the corner. Cleared behind the net by TNT. Guglietti gets a piece of it. Darling to DeCamillis out front. Shot steered wide. Darling with the puck. Spinning. Thrown back out to DeCamillis. Shot scores! That'll tie up the game with 16 and a half seconds to go in the period. Darling back in for the draw. He'll win it. Picked up by TNT, though. Back in the Flyers' end. 10 seconds to go. Shot from the point. Wide of the net. Rebound out the far side. TNT get it up to Guglietti. He'll clear the zone. Backhand pass to DeCamillis on the near wing. That'll do it for the period. And TNT's going back to the box. No, it was unsportsmanlike. He was. TNT, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike at the end of the second period. Here we go to start the third period. Ambrosio in to take the draw. From draw, Felix gets a piece of it, chips it to the blue line. TNT grab it and bring it out the other direction. And over the Flyers' end, Felix off the boards. Stopped there by TNT. Picked up by Ambrosio. He'll send it to Felix along the far boards. Felix, one touch into the TNT zone. They'll play it off the boards to center ice. Savory. Back in to Felix. Felix across for Nickel. Just couldn't hold on to it. TNT pick it up, bring it back through neutral ice into the Flyers' end. Centering attempt, shot over the net. And the net's off. Telford steps in to take the draw. He'll win it to Lunny. Lunny to O'Shea, to Sloan. Telford chips it out. TNT back in. Lunny, no communication there. TNT regroup, pass the rebound, comes out the far side. Andrade to Lunny in the corner. Lunny bring it back in the Flyers' end. Walked around, shot, and scores. Darling in for the draw. He'll win that cleanly. Savory gets a backhand, keep it in the zone to DeCamillis. They'll skate it out over their zone. Back in the Flyers' end. around the far boards. Thrown out front, pushing and shoving after the whistle. Power play. Ambrosio in for the draw. Up comes to the far boards, kept in by Jeffrey Stedman. TNT's there, just out over the blue line, in some feet. TNT clear to the Flyers, blue line and in. Jeffrey Stedman off the boards for Ambrosio. They'll get to the blue line, no further. TNT kick it into the Flyers' end, to the near corner. Behind the net. Spinning. Sloan on his man behind the net. TNT come up with it. Thrown out front. Here to the blue line. Shot wide of the net. Jeffrey Stedman. He'll pick that puck up. Off the boards to Nickel. Nickel to Ambrosio, who finally gets it out. No look pass across the ice intended for Felix. He gets there first and chips it in the zone. TNT cleared to the blue line, not out. Shot wide of the net. Rebound out the near boards. Stopped at the blue line by Ambrosio. TNT intercept that pass and play it out. Back in the Flyers' end. Shot just wide of the net. TNT will hold the puck. Try to hold the puck there along the boards. They get a deep mass to the blue line, not out. Nickel. Ambrosio and Felix battle, strip the puck. Ambrosio in over the blue line. Shot. TNT will hold that for another whistle. Start passing the puck around. Telford in for the draw. He'll win that. Andrade, he backhands it. Way with the shot, locked in front. Lunny picks it up, gets it to Telford and Andrade. Loose puck. Flyers couldn't get a stick on it. Cleared out to the blue line. Andrade spins, gets it to the corner for Telford. TNT get there first. Telford brings it up off the boards. He gets taken down, no call. TNT bring the puck up the wing, pass it in over the blue line. They'll chip it in. Wide of the net. Way around the boards for Andrade. Andrade up to Telford. Telford has Lunny on the far wing. Lunny in with the puck. Lets a shot go. They scored! .9:33 to go in the third period. Darling steps in to take the draw. He'll win it to Guglietti. Spins. Guglietti chips it in over the blue line before he gets taken down. Cleared to O'Shea. O'Shea dumps it back in the TNT zone. Flyers set to clear. Darling at center ice. Spinning. Sends it back to Savory. Savory up to Darling. Darling gets taken down. Guglietti picks it up. In over the blue line. Touched by TNT, and they're going back to the box for tripping. Yeah. There we go. 2 minutes for tripping and 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. So should it be 5-on-3? It's either 5-on-3 or it should be a 4-minute penalty.
Yeah, it's either one person or two.
Yeah. A little confusion with the penalties here. Yeah. 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Telford in for the draw. He gets a piece of it. Cleared out to the far boards by TNT. They'll send it down the ice. Just out of Savory's reach. TNT pick it up. O'Shea battles along the corner, gets it for Darling. Darling up the wing. All kinds of pressure. DeCamillis just overskated it. TNT gets a piece of it, and they'll fire that puck down into the Flyers' end. O'Shea picks it up behind his net. Up to Guglietti at the point. Guglietti. He gets hauled down. DeCamillis gets the puck. In deep, spinning. Out to Darling. Darling with the shot, pad save. TNT get a piece of the puck. They'll clear it around to the half boards. Jeffrey Stedman lets a shot go. Wide of the net, rebound out the far side. To Sloan. Sloan shot block. Second effort gets it in behind the TNT net. Guglietti out front for Darling. Darling takes it back in behind, spins, changes directions. It's in the net. No goal. Ambrosio steps in to take the draw. 49 seconds to go in the double minor. Ambrosio wins it. Jeffrey Stedman at the point, across to Sloan. Sloan lets a shot go, bouncing puck, steered wide to the near corner. Played back to the blue line. Thrown on net. He'll glove that down for a whistle. Ambrosio back in for the draw. He'll win it. Loose puck. Back to Jeffrey Stedman at the point. Shot. Tipped wide. Goes to the far corner. TNT get a piece of it. Clear it to center ice. Jeffrey Stedman. He'll send that to Nickel. Nickel in over the blue line. Across ice. Out of the reach of everybody. Sloan winds up. Lets a shot go wide of the net. Nickel in the corner. Off the glass. Behind the net. 5 seconds to go on the penalties. Clear to the blue line. Kept in by Sloan. Sloan has another shot. Bouncing puck. Gloved by the goaltender. And that'll do it for both penalties. Flyers can't get any sort of offense going in their power play. Telford in for the draw. Won by TNT. They'll play it off the boards. Lunny keeps it in. He gets pinned. Puck in the corner. Lunny kicks it up to his stick. Gets hauled down. No call. TNT back at their blue line. They'll skate it out. Into the Flyers' end. Wave with a good stick. Gets it to Mass, who sends it to Andrade. Andrade lifts it to Lunny. Lunny stops. Takes it to the corner. To Way. Way fires a mile all over the net. Telford back in for the draw. He'll win it to Lunny. Lunny tried to get it to Mass. Picked up by TNT. Lunny with a good back check. Breaks that up. Gets it to Telford, who's in the zone. In traffic. TNT cleared to the far boards. Ooh, bit of a collision. And Darling on the draw. He'll win it off the boards. O'Shea touches it. Flyers are going back to the box for tripping DeCamillis. 5-on-3 for a minute and a half. Darling in for the draw. Under the boards by TNT. They'll pass it back to the point. Across the blue line. Darling all over him, gets a piece of it, kicks it up to his stick, and he's off on a break. Darling with the shot, he scores! 5-on-3, shorthanded goal. Put the Flyers up by 1. Got a minute 14 left in the first Flyers penalty. 5:39 to go in the period. Darling steps back in for the draw. From draw, he'll win it. TNT get a piece of it, and they'll skate it into the Flyers' end. TNT thrown towards the net. Cleared out of the way by Savory to Darling along the far boards. Darling gets the blue line, chips it off the boards into the TNT zone. To the corner. TNT regrouping in their end. They'll come up, they'll send it to the far boards. Offside. Guglietti steps in to take the draw. Won by TNT. They'll pass it up out of their blue line. Mishandled back in the zone. Guglietti steps into that pass to block it. Gets a piece of it back to the TNT zone. Cleared off the boards, Jeffrey Stedman. Pass it to the other blue line. TNT finally got control of it. And offside, he has to turn around. Guglietti all over the forecheck. Applying pressure. TNT back in the Flyers' end. Shot. Dibner with the save. Rebound goes harmlessly to the far boards. Guglietti pinning it there. Sloan steps in to help. Sloan with a good backhand. Gets it to the blue line and out. Played off the boards. Guglietti gets pinched at center ice. Dumped back in the Flyers' end. That'll do it for the first penalty. Liney's back on the ice. Jeffrey Stedman keeping the puck in the corner. TNT overskate it. Pass to the blue line. Shot from the point. Steered wide of the net. Played up to the blue line. Lunny with his jump. He'll kick it up to his stick. In over the blue line. Gets taken down. No call. Goaltender will hold that for a whistle. 6 seconds to go on the Flyers penalty. .357 to go in the period. Ambrosio steps in to take the draw. Tied up in the ref skates. TNT come up with it. Chipped it up off the boards to the blue line. Kept in by Felix. Felix with a shot. Bouncing puck. Cleared out to the blue line. TNT will skate it out. Back in the Flyers' end. TNT takes it wide. Mass with a good stick to break up that centering pass. TNT players skate into each other. Way. Lifts it to the blue line. Not out. Ambrosio. He jumps on it off the boards to Felix. That's shot by Felix off the glove. Centered off. Back off by Nickel. To the blue line, kept in by Ambrosio. He'll take it wide. Just overskated it. Gets fallen on. TNT center it. Felix throws it on net. Kicked wide to the far corner. TNT played up to the blue line. Ways it back at center ice. He'll pick it up and send it off the far boards. TNT back at center ice. Ambrosio gets a good stick in over the blue line, just offside. .242 to go in the third period. Telford in for the draw. And timeout called. we go. Telford steps in for the draw. Won by TNT just over the blue line. Telford picks it up through the defender. Cross ice. Just on the skate of Lunny. He has to kick it to the corner. TNT pick it up. They'll skate it up to the blue line and pass it to center ice. Savory sends it off the boards back in their zone. Lunny picks it up. Brings it behind the TNT goal to the near corner. TNT couldn't clear it. Bouncing puck at the blue line. Kept in by Telford. He'll step around one. Shot. Hits a body in front. Goes to the near corner. TNT pass it up to their blue line. Across ice. Savory intercepts that pass. Bouncing puck to the Flyers' blue line. Kept out by Savory. He gets it up to Telford. Telford back in the TNT zone. Tries to step around. Just lost the handle. TNT clear it to the blue line, not out. Lunny brings it back in deep. Lunny spins, just runs out of room, tries to center it. Second effort, gets it to Telford. Lost it to TNT. TNT out over their own blue line. They'll take it wide to the near side, in the Flyers' end. Shot, blocked in front by O'Shea. Rebound cleared out by Savory. TNT pick up the loose puck. Pass to the blue line. They've got their goalie out. Lunny sends it down just wide of the net for icing. 1:07 to go in the period. Face off deep in the Flyer zone. TNT keep their goalie out. Darling in for the draw. Darling picks it up, stuck in the ref's feet. Guglietti gets a piece of it to the boards. TNT chips it back in the Flyers' end. Picked up by Darling. He'll bring it behind his net, out the far side. Darling steps around one, left it there for Sloan. Sloan across to Jeffrey Stedman. He'll clear it up through center ice into the TNT zone. Guglietti with a good stick. He gets taken down. Shot just off the post. TNT in the corner, picked up by Guglietti. Guglietti overskates it, hits the brakes, comes out with it. Shot, blocked in front, loose puck. Picked up by TNT. They'll bring it out the near side. Guglietti's going to the box for tripping. .27.5 seconds to go in the period. Six on four. Darling steps in to take the draw. One to Darling. He'll clear to the blue line, not out. TNT with the shot, steered wide. DeCamillis with the shot. He scores! .13.5 seconds to go in the game. Darling back in for the draw. Won by TNT. Back at their blue line. They'll get the red line and chip it towards the Flyers' blue line and in. DeCamillis backhands that to the blue line. Not out. Scrum draw. Bodies are flying. DeCamillis. He'll just hold it for the whistle, and that'll do it for the game.